My name is James Wilson. This is Cup Pack Number 2. This is actually going to be my last video tonight. So let's talk about Black History Month. Let's talk about why there's so many loopholes that you can't teach certain things about Black History Month. But there are a lot of things in Black history that are shades of gray. Alright? There are a lot of things that people either don't say, don't know, or have no actual relevance. So they don't have any actual relevance, I'm going to ask a relevant question. Because if this did happen, no one's wrote about it. And no one's proved that it has or hasn't happened. But during slavery, my really good question, at least it's good for me because I'm part Cherokee Indian, I'm also part black and also part white. So as you know, the American history in general just like totally fucks me up. It gives me like conflicted feelings. I don't ever really feel too horrible about like um, the white people, except for like the white people who were indentured servants, because that basically means you're a white slave. Granted, you were treated just a smidget better than the black slaves, but it was still known that you were a fucking slave. So, when the people of color were escaping from slavery, I want to know if any Native American tribes had any involvement of helping them with the Underground Railroad, because if you look back when all this stuff was going on, it was like mad war and mad tribes fighting each other, plus mad tribes fighting white people. And I want to know if any of the tribes assisted any slaves with the Underground Railroad, because during this time, uh, the white man, since they put everybody on these hunks of lands called reservations, the white men were technically not allowed to come on the reservations unless they were like military. You know, so like marshals and rangers and shit like that couldn't really come on to tribal land without having some kind of excuse or meeting with the chief or the elders before they could have permission to get there. So I want to know if any of the tribes helped during the Underground Railroad. And the reason I ask this is because of my ethnicity, because of my heritage. And I only know yay so much of my heritage on both sides. You know, I don't know that much about the white side. I mostly know about the black side. And from what my great grandmother told me on my father's side, I know about her Cherokee side. As far as my grandmother on my mother's side, I haven't really sat down and had a heart-to-heart talk with her because I don't know what the hell or if she's gonna tell me anything about her life or anything. I should call her and ask her about that one day. So I better do it soon. But you know, the whole thing is, I want to know if any of the tribal chiefs or witch doctors or anybody either assimilated black people into the tribe, or if they helped them navigate safely from America to Canada with the other First Nations people to escape freedom, or escape from slavery to freedom is what I meant to say. And you know, it's a good question because all through school, the only things you ever really know about is you know that Harriet Tubman um, risked her life 9 and 10 and 30,000 times basically to go back and forth and free slaves on the Underground Railroad, and so did a lot of white people, which almost makes no sense of why our city's fighting over a fucking statue. Granted, he was a Southern president or whatever. Anyway, the whole concept is there's not enough black history about Native Americans and whether they helped slaves or not. And I want to find out because no one's ever said anything. And if they have, then I'm behind the eight ball and don't know. But, you know, I want to know if it's a site that I can Google, if it's somebody somewhere, and I would prefer to actually get this from a tribal person so that I would know that it would actually be fact than to just read this shit up on Google, be like, yeah, we're just going to put this up here, because anybody can put something on Google. I can put up there, I have a 20-inch dick, and someone would probably believe it. That's not true. I've never measured my dick, but in that same concept, you know, uh, have the Native Americans had any influence in the Underground Railroad? I mean, it's a very interesting question. None of my history teachers in college or in high school has ever said anything, so either they didn't know or they weren't allowed to teach us, because the curriculum in schools pretty much suck. And the reason I say that is because school is repetitive. And I say that for a reason, because every year in Black History Month, we tend to learn the same thing, and it's carved in our heads about Frederick Douglass, about Harriet Tubman, and some other people that I can't really remember. And then you had to watch Roots or Shaka Zulu. I don't know what you guys have to watch now, but when I was coming up through school, through grade school, we watched most of Roots until like they had like the nude scenes or whatever. And by the time I got to high school, we stopped watching Roots and watched a little bit of Shaka Zulu, which had nothing to do with slavery in America at all. So I don't know if I got my mind twisted up, but most of the time we watched Roots and Roots the Next Generation all through school, provided that we signed those permission slips because there's titties in it. But, you have to ask yourself, and if you don't, it's fine. I'm sorry, I'm still eating that chicken. You know, if you don't, then you won't know. And being that I'm part Cherokee Indian, I want to know that some of my ancestors meet up with some of my black ancestors, which is how I came into existence. Did they help them escape the freedom? I mean, what the hell is the deal? I'm really not sure the origins of Williams as a last name. I know that it's pretty popular in Canada. I don't really know if that's a true statement or not. But I've heard that it was, and you can't really go on hearsay and speculation. I'm not from Canada, but I've been there. It's a very great place to go. If I could buy property up there and never come back, I probably would. If I could get my acting career off the ground and Canada's the only place that'll give me a job, I'll take it. If you're listening, Canada, I'm more than willing to come. Just set me up in a hotel for a couple of weeks, get me a good acting role. I'm ready to do the damn thing. But anyway, so back to the subject. Yet the First Nations people here help slaves get up there, because that would explain how there's a lot of black Canadians. Before like immigration and all the other stuff existed, they had nowhere to go but forward or north or south. Anywhere east and west was pretty much a death sentence, so they had to go somewhere. Most black people probably stopped up between the Philadelphia and New York border before the Civil War happened. So my question is, before all that, when slaves started making their fucking escape, did the tribal people help them? Or let me be politically correct. Did the Americans, First Nations people help them? Like tribe by tribe, let's collaborate and fuck the white man over the way we've been fucked over. It's just an observation and a question. I would love to know the answer. So if anybody out there, especially you educated scholars, drop me some shit. Let me know. Because if you're not learning, you're not living. And you should try to learn something new every day. Even a false fact can be made true if you believe it long enough. So I want to know just because of my heritage, but I would really like to know and think, especially with everything that's going on with the Lakota pipeline and all that bullshit that Donald Trump's fucking everyone over with, did the tribal people, with First Nations people, help any of the African slaves slip into Canada or slip into South America? Of course, that would have been a bad idea because there was slavery down there, which gave the birth to capoeira and lambada. In Jamaica, it's lambada. In Brazil, it's capoeira. Both of these are dance moves, which were secret martial art fighting techniques by slaves to impress the slave master, but secretly prepare to overtake their ass. I'm James Williams Jr. That was your food for thought. I'm going to finish off this chicken, even though it's cold now, and then I'm carrying my ass to sleep. But I want you guys to think about that shit. Did the tribal people of the First Nation, or the American First Nation people, help non-First Nation people, or black slaves, escape into Canada? That's the only question I have. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Episode number 2, BCNU. Thank you guys for tuning in, especially my 21 followers, BCNU.